So I've been able to generate over 20 million in USD in high ticket sales for my coaching business in the last 4 years. And I've also been able to help create 145 7-figure coaches and 14 8-figure coaches. And first, I'm going to be starting off with some proof. So as you can see right here on my screen, these are my Stripe processors. Total 16.5 million. This excludes Wire as well as PayPal. And we've unfortunately lost one of our Stripe processors. So on here, on the screen alone, you can see 16.5 million. And right here too, you can basically see some of the people that I've worked with out of the hundreds and hundreds of other coaches. But these are the people that really stand out because they've got incredible results. This is Samo Anua, 8-figure entrepreneur, Joshua Katz, 8-figure entrepreneur, Richard Yu, Agustin Divas, Paul Alex, Jaime Iguera. These are all in various markets. Jaime is doing over $1 million a month. Razvan, he's been one of my clients and I've helped him scale to 500K per month. He's doing YouTube automation. And Frank Majorino, he's in the Italian market, also doing multi-6 figures a month. And I first want to start off with my own growth and kind of really where I exploded. So you can see right here, January 2021, the first month we did about 90 grand. This also excludes Wires, PayPal. Then the following month we did 170K cash. Then we did 230K cash. Then we did 350K cash. And then basically in May, we did 400K cash. We got 2 huge wire transfers for my mastermind. And then in June, we did 500K cash. And that's when I hit my first 500K cash month. And then the year after, so you can see literally longer than a year after, we hit our first 800K cash in a month. And if you count up Wires, it came down around 900, 950. And then there as well, another year later, we are still doing those numbers. And March 2023, you can basically see that these are 2 different processors. So one is for my B2B, one is for my B2C. And combined here, you can basically see we also did 700 to 800K cash. I forgot to do the Wire, so I'll just say what's on here. And then a year later here, we did 500K cash per month consistently in the year of 2024. Now, with all of this show, we have made multiple 7 figures year on year consistently in an ever evolving market that's getting harder with time. And 2025 will truly be our best year yet. And I'm gonna show you also why. But again, back to you. I just wanted to start with some proof and show you that I'm legit because this video isn't really about me. The bottom line is this. If I can make over 20 million USD with high ticket coaching year on year, I can definitely help you hit your first 10K a month, 50K a month, 100K per month, 200K per month, and show you a solid thing or two as to what I would do in 2025. Now, first, we're gonna start with growing your audience in 2025. And given I've run a B2C company and scaled it to 500K per month, and also a B2B company and scaled it to 500K per month, I'm first gonna be starting it off with the B2C. So B2C audience growth, what I know is gonna be working well and what is working really well right now for myself and my clients are the following. So number one, for traffic, I'd say IG follower ads are great. It's basically where you just whip up your iPhone, you talk about the things you've achieved and basically what you help other people achieve. And then from there, you talk about redirecting people to your profile so they follow you, watch your content, get nurtured, and you can close them over time. Second, really great tool is IG shoutouts. That's where you go on a team page, so like Entrepreneurs Quote. You can literally pay them $100 to be exposed to over 1 million or 2 million followers for a very cheap rate, and that gives you a lot of traffic. The third one is IG organic. And this is honestly the one that I recommend, even if you're a beginner or even really advanced, because organic is something that compounds as you provide value to your audience, right? And then also IG to Facebook free course ad. So just think about for my B2C offer, it's how to become a 10K per month remote appointment setter. So then we launched a free course called Remote Setting Accelerator, and we're funneling people to our school community, and we're paying about $5 to $6 per lead in a first world country that's joining. And then we have a DM setter book that people win. Then you also have an IG, Facebook, book a call campaign retargeting ad. So with all the data you're gathering from your organic, your other top of funnel ads you're running, you can basically retarget those people and even include your email list and other data points you have, and then have people book a call with yourself for your offers. Then organic to paid email list growth. Well, if you're doing a 2-step on organic, so you're saying, I got this cool thing, comment down below, you ask people for their email, you put it into your email list. That's a way of growing organically. And then, with the free course ad, people opting in, you basically, pay for new email subscribers. And then lastly, a fantastic way is YouTube organic growth. Now, B2B audience growth in 2025, what I really believe is going to work incredibly well is Instagram organic growth, because on Instagram, you literally have every single avatar pretty much. Second, you have IG follower ads, so just as I mentioned, and so my ad along the lines is of this is what I've been able to achieve myself. These are the people I've helped. If you want to get more value, follow me on my profile and you can, get more value around this specific topic. Third one, this is probably where I've generated most of my revenue in 2021 and 2022, even 2023 for my B2B. It's Facebook organic, adding people, posting in groups. Eventually, of course, I made my own group and that became like my core revenue driver. And then for paid, Meta ads to a free lead magnet. So think of, we had lead magnets called Organic Marketing Accelerator, scaling with setters. We also had Instagram shout out blueprint. And with that, we basically attract various type of like avatars into our group, because people that are scaling are interested in setters, people that are like kind of more beginners are more interested in, organic marketing and so forth. But even advanced people are interested in organic. And then we basically funnel them to school or Facebook. We have a DM setter, books in a call, and that's how we, convert Meta ads to low ticket offers. So very similar to lead magnet, but then you get like higher quality folks come in as they pay $1 to $7, even $97 for a low ticket product. You get people into school, Facebook. Then you have another one, which is basically the same thing as the previous retargeting ad I mentioned. People would book a call, but only to people that have already like seen some of your stuff. So you're paying like, for a cheap cost per call. And these people are like more nurtured, and you don't really want to get, cold people on a call unless you're like running a whole type of different business. But I don't recommend it because it's incredibly expensive. Then emailing to low ticket buyers, free course members, email, great asset in itself. And now I want you to understand that B2B isn't about quantity, but quality. Whereas B2C, it's about quantity, also quality, but because the market's so big, you also want to put quality as a forefront of a principle when you're attracting these folks in, and quantity really tends to automatically follow with that. Now, you can see here are my own profiles. So Bastiaan Slot is for my B2B, Baslot_ is for my B2C. On the left, you can see my school community size. It's over 4,000 people. That I've also got a Facebook group that I've been able to grow to over 12,000. I got a 70K email list, which is 20,000 B2B, 50,000 B2C. It's way bigger than the number right here, but we got a lot of unsubscribed, inactive people. So this is the number. And now, one thing you want to understand for yourself is to determine your ecosystem if you want to scale, right? So for my B2C business, it's top of funnel traffic, it's Instagram organic and shoutouts. That's like how people get to know me. Then I post organic content and drive traffic to my DMs. And besides the DMs, we get VSL opt-ins from link in the bio. And that's how we also build an email list and book calls from that. And then with this whole ecosystem combined, we book about 30 to 50 calls a day from the DMs. Now, for my B2B, it's the following: top of funnel traffic, Meta ads, and then also Facebook and IG organic. And then basically we get this traffic sent over to my school community. And then we also collect email from ads, right? So like the free course one and the LTO. And then we get inbound messages from organic and ads. And then we have my DM setter book 5 to 8 sales calls per day from that, right? And then my retargeting ads, my email list, my school, IG, Facebook, they all drive to a certain platform. And then we either leverage content or DM setters to book people in. And there's obviously a lot more nuance to it. I just want to keep it high level so you get an understanding of what you can set up and the possibilities that are out there. Because we also have cross-pollination strategies, we do follow-up strategies in the DMs, but everything is connected to each other. And that's why it's so important for yourself to understand, like, what is your top of funnel? Where do you send people to? Where do they get nurtured? And then, like, how can you be basically on every platform like email, IG, Facebook, ads, etc., etc. Now, what I believe is really important is that you need a clear ecosystem. And the reason why is so you have predictable traffic, you got a predictable nurturing process, and you can predictably book calls and then close calls. And what I see most people do is they'll basically, try things for a couple of weeks, it doesn't work, and they move on to the next thing. And that's because they're not operating with a clear intention, not enough patience, and they're not really understanding the ecosystem that they're building, right? But you have to understand that this is really different for everyone based on the assets they have available. So look, if you have an email list and you're not using it, that could be an incredible tool in your arsenal of having your ecosystem, right? But also it depends on the quantity and quality of assets along with the capital you can invest, right? So that's the ecosystem on a high level on what you want to accomplish with it. Now, I want you to understand these 3 principles to start building your own ecosystem. And it's really no matter the level you're playing at, you can always improve, right? So if you're advanced and you're like, Bass, already have IG, Facebook, email, and ads, trust me, there are additional things you can do. You can increase the frequency of your CTAs. You can open up a community and then have a DMs that are there to book more calls. You can have retargeting ads to book more calls. Like, there are so many things that you can do that most people tend to overlook, and they start new things when they should actually be making the things they currently have available and they're doing better, right? So there's 3 things here. Number 1, you need traffic so people know you exist and you have lead flow. 2, once you have that traffic, people need to see you as an expert and build trust with you. And by far, this is going to get harder year on year as we're in 2025, and the coaching industry online, the info space has been around for a while. And then the 3rd one, which is probably even more important than the content, is building relationships with people that follow you in a genuine way and then booking them in for a call. Now, I want you to just remind yourself of a picture here, because it's going to tie into a point I want to make. This growth right here, from when I went, from 90K to 500K a month in just 7 months, it all came down to a few things. Obviously, it wasn't by accident or luck, because besides hard work and having an ecosystem and the DMs that are, of course, that booked 80% of our calls in, it was our back-end mastermind that I launched at the beginning of February. So right here, you can see like it exploded in revenue, and it was largely due to a back-end offer that I launched. Now, what I did is I launched a $36,000 a year offer for my clients who got results, right? And that's how we grew with 50 to 100% month on month from, February all the way to June. And that's how we really also have generated additionally all time from 2021 to 2024 over $8 million in just mastermind sales. Take into account, I only had 120 clients in my core program in February, and I just ascended a handful into my $36,000 a year program, because if I just close 4, that's $140,000 in revenue. We tend to collect about 60-70%, so that was about 70-80K. And look, if you do e-commerce, finance, or B2B offer, or even spiritual, you can launch a high ticket mastermind. Now, some other people, like if you have a biz op, you should focus on renewals, continuation offers. You can also do a mastermind, but just not as high ticket as I launched it, because it also depends on the buying power and the results you help people achieve, right? So it really does depend on several factors. And however, what really tends to happen on the LTV side is that most coaches just let their students or clients' mentorship come to an end. And for those students or clients, they then just join another mentorship program because there is no clear next step for them, right? And as a leader, I really believe you should, not only to continue to help your clients or students, but to also provide like that long-term pathway, right? And the next step should be, in my opinion, another offer which generates you on a business level a 100% profit sale, which doesn't really require any convincing because they're already a student. You've already established a trust with them. You've already helped them with positive progress. You've already helped them with results, right? So then as they're at a certain point, like what's that next step for them? And that's going to be like your next LTV offer. And that was really one of the biggest levers that we pulled besides our front end sales efforts, right? Now, I want to show you how you can obviously do this too. So what you want to do is pick a system where you can organize a couple of columns in, and we tend to use Airtable, and I would say go to Airtable and test it out and build out a basic client CRM, right? So people's name, profile picture, start date of the program, and then the end date of the coaching. And then what you want to do is you want to put people in 3 buckets, okay? So you want to have a green bucket, orange bucket, and a red bucket. Green, it means that people are happy with the coaching and they're making progress. Orange means they are progressing but not really seeing any results just yet. They're not dissatisfied, but they're also not satisfied, so it's neutral. And red means, they are declining and have low morale, and this is dangerous because, they can ask for a refund, they can maybe consider filing a dispute if this doesn't get resolved. Now, what I then recommend you do is that you set up a call with people in the green bucket once they either achieve the result, they sign up, or are close to it, right? So for example, I help people go from 50K to 40K in a month, and then I essentially reached out to them to ask them to work more closely together in my mastermind because I can help them build a team here. And then they joined because, you know, they've got results, they've got the cash flow for it. And then from there, they joined it because I've helped them achieve the outcome they wanted with the initial program. And then of course, what you want to do simultaneously through your delivery team ideally is to get the orange to red bucket people into the green bucket always, right? And then what you want to do on that call is to go over their progress, how they liked it, and if they would be interested in taking things to the next level together, and you can present one of your lifetime value offers, right? So it could be a renewal for the existing program, it could be an upsell into a mastermind, it could be a continuation offer. There's many things you can do, but again, this really depends on the type of business you run, right? Now, besides these valuable projects that you can work on that I shared with you, the biggest growth levers for someone like yourself, like the CEO, are usually just 3 to 4 things, right? And this may sound fake right now, but it's gonna make sense in a bit. But the question, of course, is like, how do you find your most valuable activities as a CEO? Because most people just tend to keep themselves busy with things that don't really move the needle. And it really just comes from understanding what's working and leverage. That's probably the biggest word. Now, here are some of my own asymmetric activities as an 8-figure CEO. So one of the main things, of course, is ascending clients into my mastermind. Number 2, taking sales calls with 50, 100K per month business owners to sell my mastermind because it's very high ticket. Doing a call to action to my 300,000 followers that I have on IG combined, right? So I get tons of inbounds, tons of interest, and my sales team can generate more sales. Doing re-offers to all of our past 3,000 sales calls. So re-offers basically where you have the data from all your past sales calls, and then you DM everyone with a special incentive, and it could be like this. Hey John, I know we had a call a while back, and given you were close to joining but never happened, I wanted to let you know that for the next 24 hours, we are running a special discount. So if you're interested, just hit me back and I can tell you more, right? That's very leveraged because you're gonna get people to respond back, convert more people who are on the fence, and that's gonna be great for your business. Another thing, sending an email to 70,000 people, right? So if I send an email to my B2B list to ask them to join my free school community and we get 50 to 100 requests, then my setter has a lot of work to do and we can book 5 to 10 calls from that in a 1 or 2 day time frame, right? Another one, hiring sales talent. And the last one, working on an ad campaign that hundreds of thousands of people will see, like a retargeting ad to book a call, and then my business generates more revenue, right? Now, each activity, and that's what makes it an asymmetric activity, it's like a small input for a high output. Each activity can generate multi-6 to even 7 figures on a yearly basis. Now, question for you is, how can you find yours? Now, what I'd love for you to do is to reverse engineer what is driving most sales and enhance it, right? So your last 10 sales, how did they come about? How did the DM conversation start? Which ad campaign is producing the most? And enhance it, right? Second, increase the LTV of your existing customers. Most people don't do this, or they do this with no real foundation or systems, right? So make that a project. Third, re-offer to all your past sales calls. We tend to do it once a month. Do it once a month. 4, learn how to leverage your social assets, email, IG. Don't just do call to actions all the time. Send people to your community, host a webinar maybe sometime. Do something that, isn't just hard conversion, but also soft or provides value leads with that. But again, just to keep it high level, learn how to leverage that, and you're gonna make a lot more money. Now, in essence, do more of what's working, but also innovate on growth, right? Try an LTO, try a free course. Don't be a dancing monkey and do a lot of things, but do it when there's the room to do so, right? And your business is growing consistently, and there's simplicity in the way you operate. Now, to hit 500K a month to $1 million a month for the ambitious one watching this, there's nothing more important than your leadership team, okay? Because once you scale and everything is set or in motion, you are the constraint because of time and energy. It's gonna be really hard to QC your setters all the time yourself. It's gonna be really hard to QC your delivery team and how their work is going, and if you're actually checking in with clients, right? QC meaning quality checking, or QCing a sales call, of your sales team and seeing how they're doing their calls. Like that is very time and energy intensive, right? Because you have to pause multiple times, give feedback, the call's an hour long. Like you eventually become the constraint. Now, once you're at 5,200K a month, you should have an executive assistant, okay? And an executive assistant basically helps you just stay organized, build systems, does your payroll, does your finance, make sure the commission is all cleaned up, make sure like the EODs of the sales team is all like, organized so you can see what's going on. Now, once you're at 80 to 100K a month, you should have a head coach, right? And the reason why I believe you should have a head coach is because delivery and marketing take the most time when you're scaling, and you want to have both at a high quality level. And most people tend to then just go to delivery all the way and their marketing suffers. Or then the opposite happens and their marketing is doing well and their delivery suffers and it backfires, and then you have to constantly juggle, right? So you need to have someone that can help you sustain it, and you need to understand when to put this person in, right? Now, rule of thumb is also per 40, 50 students, add in an additional client success manager to help with the check-ins, right? So we always use a CSM to check with clients every couple of days to see how they're doing based on the green, orange, red bucket. So that's kind of the delivery side. And then once you have 2 to 3 closures, you should have a sales manager, because again, it's just going to take way too much time for you to review the calls. It's going to take way too much time to make sure you're doing the huddle, everything accumulated. Just again, you become just your own constraint, right? So you don't want to hire too late, but also not too early. Now, once you have 1 to 2 DM setters, usually 2, or if you have one with lots of volume, get a setter manager, right? So you can always work on the business and not in it, and be your own constraint. And the biggest struggle most people face, again, it's kind of like what I just mentioned, is juggling delivery and growth, because you need to always be able to give both 100%, right? But it does not all have to be through you. It can be done through a talented team members at the right time. And really what I'd say is the ideal place is to be at 80% growth and 20% delivery yourself. You should have a team giving 100% to delivery, but you should be focused on growth, right? So you can keep in your team, stay profitable, keep growing. And again, I'm emphasizing it here. When I say 80% and 20%, I don't mean quality of, right? It's just both getting 100%, but not all through you, okay? So because clients should always be looked after, progressing, and getting results. Now, every coaching business and the person who runs it is different, right? And what I help in is specializing in making all this applicable and designed to you. Everything I just covered, getting an ecosystem, getting your LTV dialed in, having predictability in all areas of your business. And if you would like to get help from me and learn what working together could look like, even if it's just building your sales team, right? Or even if it's just building out your LTV, or whether that's improving your delivery, getting dialed in marketing, or getting dialed in predictable appointments, I can help 100%. Again, I've generated over 20 million plus myself. I've helped some of the industry greatest people doing $1 million a month, $2 million a month. I can 100% help. So with that, I would love to invite you to book your no pressure growth planning session down below. Link is below in the description, or if you're watching this on a page, just click the button down below, and let's make 2025 your best year yet. I promise you, it's not gonna be like one of those calls where we pressure you. It's gonna be not fun to be on. We got Rob on the call, he's great, you're gonna love it, get a lot of value, and my promise to you is we're gonna leave you better than that we found you if you booked a call, okay? So that being said, I hope you got value out of this, and I'll be seeing you in the next video.